Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So what do you do when you have winter storm landing in your area? I'm going to do a little review on our AMG C63S. I'll show you what my wife's up to real quick, and then we'll get back to it. So while I'm out in the garage bored, my wife makes cookies. So I get chocolate chip cookies tonight, right? So those of you who watch the channel know we've got some pretty cool stuff in the garage. We've got the 2012 Audi R8 V10 with the R-tronic transmission, the wife's C63S Convertible, Cabriolet as they say, and our 69 GTO. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, we got this car in August 2020, so we've had it about a year and a half now. We got about 5,500 miles on it, but it's a 2020 AMG C63S. And we got pretty much every option. I think the only thing we didn't get was a heads-up display, if I recall correctly, and maybe I'll pull the window sticker out as I do this video. But we've got the 19-inch front 255 35 front tires, and the rears are 285 30s on the AMG wheels, 6-piston front brakes, 4-piston rears, 14.25-inch brake rotors. Oh, we didn't get the ceramic brakes as well. So we've got the steel brake rotors. So we bought this car to replace our 2018 Cadillac CTS V. Actually, it's a V Sport. I apologize. I sometimes say V, but the V Sport versus the V had the V6 twin turbo engine, which was I think 440 horsepower versus the 560 or 600 horse CTS V. It was a great car, but Sherry was ready for a new one. So we're out looking around. We are actually looking at the S-Series convertibles, and this was on the showroom floor. And as soon as we saw this versus the convertible, she jumped all over this. So part of what makes the AMG C63S, and don't forget the S in this particular case, is the V8 twin turbo engine. And this motor is put in just about everything that AMG makes performance-wise, with the twin turbos in the valley of the motor instead of tucked down below as a lot of cars do. Mercedes and AMG have been very successful with this platform, and they range anywhere from about 470 horsepower in the standard C63. They put them in the G-Wagons. This particular car has 503 horsepower and 516 foot-pounds of torque. And all these motors are hand-built, as you can see there. So that's the heart of the beast. The other thing that makes it special is the DCT transmission. And this particular car has the 9-speed transmission in it versus the 7-speed in the standard C63. Those of you that pay attention to these know that in 2019 they did an update to the vertical straight grills, which are the same as the AMG GTR. And as you may recall, I've got a satin silver AMG GTR, which we've actually sold and bought a couple other cars since then. But they did a lot of upgrades to this from the 18th and the 19 model. A little bit different front end. The buttress fenders, which really stand out in this car. Too bad we're in the garage, but like I say, we've got 10 inches of snow outside, so not getting it out. But one of the things that really makes this car look nice are the flared fenders and the big hips. For a performance car, but kind of not at the level of a supercar, very good sports car, you can see the wide track tires, the wide wheels, and the widened hips. Once you're inside the car, this is where a lot of the magic is. So we got lighted rockers as you get in, tons and tons of leather, Alcantara seat inserts, and the requisite carbon fiber on every kind of performance car these days. once you're in here, this is a really beautiful place to be. They did upgrade in 2020 to the 12.3 inch radio console unit instead of the 8.3. Couple of things they did. So you've got all the performance controls actually on the steering wheel. As you can see here, Sport, Sport Plus, Race, and it's all adjustable here, as you can see. And then you can go to individual mode, which is there, and set up your own individual choices, which gives you the ability to change everything from the engine to engine dynamics, the drive, which is standard drive, and let's see, we go back here. Hit OK. And sport suspension, advanced performance driving, and the powerful on the exhaust, which gets you the loud exhaust. And then a couple other things you can do on here. So a lot of people don't know this, but if you touch the screen, you can change it. That's the auto start stop. You can change what this button does. That's traction control, the exhaust, the manual versus automatic shifting. You can do the same thing on this button: exhaust, auto stop, traction control, suspension. And I'll get into it here once we start the car, but you can also change this. If you push this once, if you're sitting in comfort, just driving along, and you want to change to, say somebody pulls up beside you at a stoplight, you want to change to a specific mode. I've got it set to individual, but you can change it to sport, race, whatever, but just push this button and it automatically goes to individual mode. Just like any other normal muscle car, and they call these one of the German muscle cars with this motor in it. Here's the startup. And it sounds good. This is inside the car, and I'll show you outside the car in here just a second. There's our wonderful snow. It's got some bark. It sounds good. So one other cool feature that most people do not know about this car, and I saw it on YouTube, University of YouTube, is, so if you put it in race mode, which we're in now, Sport Plus, Race, and you come down here and hold the traction control off button, watch what happens. So if you're not familiar with this, on the AMG GTR, you can dial in how much traction you want on or off. There's a switch usually on the AMG GTR, if you remember my old car, right here, and anything on 2020 and newer on the AMG GTRs, there's a dial, and you can dial in how much traction you want. So what they do, when you push and hold the traction button off, it goes to traction control. Right now it's off. You can adjust in. So there is full traction on, and you can dial in, as they say, dial in how much drift you want. So I haven't tried it on this car. I did try it on the AMG, and it is very functional. I can't tell the difference in it from 5 to 6, let's say, but from 5 to 7, or fully off, or fully on, you can definitely tell in increments of 2. You got to be a better driver than I am, but I thought this is kind of a cool feature that people just didn't know about. So once you're in, again, one of these, either Sports Plus, well, maybe it won't even do it in Sports Plus. I guess it only does it in race. So go back to race mode, hold the button, and it goes to the traction control mode, which again automatically goes to 5, and then you can adjust it up or down. But I thought that was a pretty cool feature on a car that is somewhat of a daily driver, to go to complete performance mode. So cool feature that a lot of people don't know about. And again, once you're in that mode, just to get it off, you just you can push the traction control button, or just push this once and it'll get it back off, and then it just acts like the regular toggle. And you can probably hear there's comfort mode, and there's race mode. So my wife really wasn't a convertible person, And this is the first convertible she's had. She's had T-tops, she's had sunroofs, yada, yada, yada. But this car is convertible. In about 15 seconds, it will put the top down, which is awesome. So why am I showing you this? Well, a couple things. One, this has what they call an air scarf in it. So when it's cold, you can turn the air scarf on the door button, and that'll blow air through the air scarves when it's cold. Another couple of things it does. There is a button here that raises up the air deflectors, which is one there and one there. As you can see there, it goes back down. But another cool feature, and it really makes this car nice to drive even when it's hot out and or cool out. It works fantastic. Just another cool feature on this car. I really love it, and I'll put a link below, but I've got a driving video of this from about a year ago, maybe not quite that long, when we got this car, and it really does handle nice. And the top goes up very quickly, as you can see. And once it's up, it tells you. And then we got a button here that puts up all the windows. Some of the other niceties, the car's got plenty of storage. There's a phone charger here, USB port there, plenty of room for 2 drinks. Not a ton of room in the rear seats, but that's all right. That's not why we bought it. Center console with the requisite masks, etc., and the wife's sunglasses, etc., in there. But fair amount of storage. Door storage there. Towel in here to wipe off all the fingerprints on everything. So that's kind of a wrap up on the interior of the car. A couple other things. It does have the upgraded Bowmeister stereo in it. If I'm saying that right, Bowmeister, or it's not steering wheel, stereo. Boy, slap me. Again, Alcantara on the inside, and the steering wheel on these. Again, if you check out the GTR or the upgraded G-Wagon, that's the sport steering wheel on the G-Wagon. That's the standard steering wheel, except for this part is black on the GTR. And this is the standard steering wheel on the S. It does not come with that steering wheel on the regular C63. So that's our daily driver AMG C63S. I say we bought it in August of 2020. It's a 2020 model, and really enjoy the car. It's a good performance car. It's a great back road basher when you're in the mood, and kind of a good meld between something that Sherry wants to drive every day and can run around in, and that I can go sporting around in on the back roads if I'm in the mood. Only real complaint about the car that I really hate, because I'm the one that always gets stuck washing it, and I hand wash my cars. I do not take them to the car wash. This car is completely clear coated, courtesy of St. Louis Auto Detail, and I'll stick a link to them in the link below. But we have the front done, the bumpers done, lights are done. I didn't do the windshield because when we did this, windshield coatings weren't that popular. If we drove it that much on the highway, I might go ahead and get the windshield done, but I don't take it on road trips. I save the Ram limited truck for that kind of stuff. But the A-pillars, the crossbar across the windshield's all been done. The mirrors are done, the rockers are done, and the front of the back fender wheel arches are done so they don't get all rock chipped. But my only complaint is the stupid flat matte wheels, and I had them on the GTR as well, and I have ceramic coated this car as well as every car. The only car that's not ceramic coated is the GTO, and it will be once we get paint corrected, again courtesy of Avalon King. They've done a great job, and I use an airbrush, and I spray the Avalon King ceramic coating on all my suspension, all the wheels, the back of the wheels, the brake rotors, everything. It keeps them really nice. But I have not figured out on these darn AMGs, and it's actually worse than Corvettes if you're familiar with the Corvettes. Every Corvette I've had, it's a C5, C7, C8, C4, whatever. Brake dust is aggravating, and in this car it's really bad. I've only got 5,500 miles on it. I might change them out to Hawk Blues or something like that, but I'll do that maybe this summer because I really am getting tired of cleaning the wheels, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. The darn brake dust is just horrendous. And mind you, it's probably got a week and a half worth of driving on it, and she's driven it in the rain as well, so that doesn't help. But they're a matte finish, and for whatever reason, they just absorb the dirt. And the other thing is, for strength, they've put this deep bow in these, and these crevices get horrible as well. But just a simple complaint. And it also does ride fairly rough for a daily driver, but being sports car minded, we really don't care. So that's my thoughts on the 2020 Mercedes AMG C63S. I hope you enjoyed this video and found that little tidbit about the traction control. If you've got one of these, or if you're familiar with it, if you ever get a chance to drive one, that traction control thing's kind of cool. And I have used it on the GTR. I have not played with it on this, but I'll definitely play with it once the weather warms up. Like I say, we're 21 degrees right now at about 9:30 at night, and waiting for winter storm Landon to get through St. Louis, which will be probably tomorrow. It's Wednesday night. We're supposed to get another 5 to 10 inches of snow tonight. Then I'll move on to the East Coast and bash you guys again. But thanks for watching, guys. Please like and comment below. And while I've got this break on the weather, I might do a little story on the GTO. We're making great progress on it. And please like, subscribe, and please hit that bell notification so you know when I download again. And might give you a little bit of story about the GTO, the back history on GTOs in general, the performance, etc., etc. But again, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time.